welcome to another video and welcome to my channel. This is Fem Power. My name is Kat, and today I want to talk with you about some of the tools I have used to help with my endometriosis symptoms and to help manage painful periods. So let's jump into it. So first things first, let's talk about pain management tools. They're so crucial when working to combat endo pain because it is truly like no other. So one of my favorite things, since I never had any prescription medication because endometriosis was never something that was talked about or that anyone told me that I might have an issue with. No one ever really listened to me or took me seriously. And so I never even thought to ask for pain meds for any of the pain that I experienced. I never really went to the ER because I have been gaslit and undermined for so long. I just really knew that if I go to the ER, they're pretty much gonna tell me that I'm crazy and send me back home, and I'm still gonna be in pain. So I never even went down the route of prescription pain meds, which if that is something that you're taking to manage your endometriosis, that's totally and completely cool. It just was never something that was even offered to me. So I had to do a lot of homeopathic pain management stuff and get a little creative when it came to managing my pain. So one of the things that I did that I enjoyed and I loved was heat therapy. It was my saving grace. So some of my favorite tools for heat management, especially when it comes to like pelvic cramping and like low back pain, is heating pads. Heating pads are numero uno when it comes to low back pain because you can plug them in, you can lay them on your bed, and you can lay on them and it's going to give consistent and even pain, it's going to give consistent and even heat to the areas where you're feeling pain. Another thing that is my favorite, my ultimate favorite, is having something like a hot water bottle where you can get some hot water, put it in it, and you can put it on your pelvis or you can put it on your leg or anywhere where you're feeling pain and discomfort. It's really going to help open up, increase circulation, and it's going to feel so good and it's going to feel so soothing, especially if you couple that with like NSAIDs. It's going to be really beneficial and really helpful. So I loved heat therapy. Also, taking warm baths with Epsom salt is another great way to help with easing pain, easing lower back pain, leg pain, sciatica, joint pain, to help even bring down swelling if you're having that endo belly and it's swelling. It's really going to help with that, and really it's so soothing and it's so calming and restorative within in and of itself. It's been beneficial for me, and it really helped with easing my symptoms and not aggravating them and making them worse. So that's when I got in the habit of eating soups like chicken broth, vegetable broth, really bland, low sodium chicken noodle soups, and herbal teas especially were helpful. So some of my favorite herbal teas was like peppermint tea. So peppermint tea is great if you have indigestion, if you find that you have heartburn, you're gassy and you're bloated. Peppermint tea is going to be great for that. Chamomile tea is another good one. Chamomile tea is great because it is going to help with those muscle spasms. It's actually going to help ease those muscle spasms naturally, which is going to help you a little bit more with your pelvic cramping, lower back pains, and all that stuff. It's going to be really helpful for that. Another beneficial herbal tea is ginger tea. Ginger tea is great if you are feeling nauseous or sick to your stomach. It's definitely going to help to decrease that for you, decrease a lot of nausea. And lastly, another great tea is decaffeinated green tea. So green tea is super beneficial because it's going to help to counteract that inflammatory response in your body naturally, which is going to help to decrease a lot of your pain and can help with easing the symptoms you're experiencing during your flare-up. And you also want to make sure that you are staying hydrated so that you don't get dehydrated. Chances are, if you're feeling bloated and like full and like you're about to explode, you're not going to want to drink that much, but you really want to make sure that you are consuming liquid so that you don't get dehydrated. If you can, drink water. If water just doesn't sit right in your system, try to drink Pedialyte, something with electrolytes like Pedialyte, sugar-free Gatorade or sugar-free Powerade, something that's going to help to replenish your body, get some electrolytes in, and keep you hydrated. Another beneficial tool for me when I have flare-ups or my periods were causing a lot of digestive distress is making sure you have laxatives, antacids, and antidiarrheals. I cannot stress that enough. And something that I have learned is to steer clear of stimulant laxatives. If you're already bloated and you're already flared up, the last thing you want to do is take a stimulant laxative, since they're going to cause more cramping and more discomfort in your digestive system, primarily in your bowels. So you want to stay away from those. You're going to want to focus on more osmotic laxatives or more gentle stimulant-free laxatives. So something that is my favorite is milk of magnesia. Milk of magnesia is really great at helping to ease constipation during a flare-up. It's gentle. You don't feel any of the stomach cramping, so it's not going to make any abdominal discomfort worse. Another good laxative is taking a stool softener, a stimulant-free stool softener, because you do have stool softeners that do have stimulants in them, so you have to make sure that the bottle says stimulant-free. But taking a stool softener is a great way to help to ease constipation and to ease bowel discomfort and make your bowel movements a bit easier and able to pass a lot freer. Now, if you are seriously constipated and you really need to have bowel movement, you can always do glycerin suppositories. Those are the best. They're going to help you to produce a bowel movement quicker and really help to ease constipation rather quickly. So I say that make that the last ditch effort because they're pretty intense. But if you really need to have a bowel movement and you're really impacted, look into glycerin suppositories because they're definitely really helpful and really beneficial and come in clutch. Also, if you have a lot of indigestion and heartburn, having an acids on hand is going to be super beneficial and super helpful. So I know I just mentioned that I never took prescription pain medicines. That was not my journey. I was never prescribed any, so I had to find basic over-the-counter ways of managing my pain. And the things that came in clutch for me was NSAIDs. So I would take Tylenol, like acetaminophen, or I would take naproxen sodium, like Aleve, and those were somewhat helpful for my pain. I'm not gonna lie and say that they eradicated my pain because nothing eradicated my pain, but it would take the edge off a little bit and it helped me to not be in complete abject misery. So these were the things that I used to manage my pain in conjunction with heat therapy. So depending on how severe or intense your flare-up is, this may or may not work for you. So looking into gentle forms of exercise such as stretching, restorative yoga, foam rolling, or just walking around your house or walking around your neighborhood, that might help to ease some of the discomfort that you're feeling during your flare-up, but that's going to vary from person to person, and it may even vary depending on what kind of flare-up that you're having and what kind of pain or the symptoms that you're experiencing. And lastly, some of the major things that were beneficial for me as well was to just rest and relax and not try to push myself during a flare-up. I used to try to push myself and make myself work and make myself do things when I had a flare-up, and it would always make my flare-up that much more worse. But something that I've learned is that if you just respect that your body is flared up, respect that it's had enough, and you give it the rest that it needs to restore and heal, and you're gentle and you are taking the medications, you're doing these methods, using heat therapy, stretching, doing whatever serves you for your flare-up and helps to ease those symptoms, and prioritizing rest and restoration, your body is going to recover from that flare-up a lot more quickly. So those are all of my tips, tools, tricks of the trade when it comes to managing an endo flare-up or managing painful periods in essence. So I hope that this information was helpful for you and that you can take some takeaways that you can apply to your life and help you manage your flare-ups a lot better. And if you did like it, make sure that you give this video a thumbs up and check to make sure that you're subscribed here to the channel. And I will see you next time. Until then, bye.